Word on the street is that Beyoncé, the queen of pop and R&B, has reached a tipping point, and the rumors couldn't be more alarming. Whispers of her allegedly trying to off herself have been making the rounds for months, leaving fans and insiders wondering what's really going on behind her famously private exterior. At the same time, wild stories are circulating. Shady connections to Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, clandestine finances, forced tours, a marriage that may be teetering on the edge. Some insiders even insist she's plotting a grand escape from the United States, away from her husband Jay-Z and the powerful industry figures who refuse to loosen their grip. For years, Beyoncé was hailed as an unstoppable force. People saw a woman who rolled out iconic albums like Lemonade, sold out global tours in record time, and built a brand that practically printed money. But behind the scenes, some say she was teetering on the brink of despair. Allegedly, the burden of constant touring, pivoting between projects, launching new businesses like her Adidas line, hair care brand, and fragrance enterprise was more than just a restless hustle. It was, some claim, the desperate scramble of someone planning her exit. Recent chatter online suggests that Bey has contemplated harming herself for some time. Offed herself is the grim phrase swirling in private circles. From the outside, it's almost impossible to believe that one of the world's most successful performers could be so overwhelmed. Yet the fans who've read between the lines point to her frequent tears during performances, subtle moments caught on camera where she looks distant or detached, and the hush-hush vibe that always seems to surround her personal life. And here's where things get really intriguing. Insiders say this mental health crisis ties into much bigger controversies. It's not just about exhaustion or stage fright, it's about the people who allegedly keep her tethered to the stage. They say she's trying to break free from a machine that sees her only as a moneymaker. Whether you take it as fact or rumor, these claims raise one huge question. If this is true, what's stopping Bey from simply walking away? Everyone knows Sean Diddy Combs as a towering figure in hip-hop, a successful entrepreneur, and the subject of more rumors than perhaps any other mogul in the industry. One of the most scandalous accusations to emerge in recent years involves freak-off parties, secretive gatherings allegedly featuring sexual encounters, substances, and high-ranking celebrities. While these tales have circulated for years, they took on new life when the rapper DaBaby spilled hints about an evening at Diddy's house that involved Jay-Z and Beyoncé. DaBaby, in a now infamous interview, recalled walking into what he thought was a private, casual meeting. Beyoncé greeted him warmly, too warmly, according to some fans who pored over every word of his account. He said he got the sense something more than a conversation might be brewing. Then, Diddy apparently kicked everyone else out, leaving DaBaby, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé alone. Online chatter claimed that from there, the vibe grew intimate, with rumors swirling that Jay and Bey might have been recruiting DaBaby into some kind of freak-off. Suddenly, these once-dismissed conspiracy theories didn't feel so outlandish to those who follow these celebrities like hawks. The story caught fire around the same time Diddy found himself under legal scrutiny. People pointed out a pattern. Cassie had previously accused Diddy of manipulative and controlling behavior. Was there a parallel in how Jay allegedly treats Beyoncé? Critics on social media didn't hold back. Some said Jay was pimping out Beyoncé to maintain power plays with influential figures like Diddy. Others speculated that everyone in that upper echelon is part of a twisted environment where freaky gatherings and business deals go hand in hand. It might all sound like a sensational gossip reel, but it added serious fuel to the rumor that Beyoncé's personal struggles go way beyond mere celebrity stress. It's not easy to imagine Jay-Z as a villain, considering how the media often frames him as a business icon and a philanthropic champion. But when a former bodyguard named Uncle Ron emerged, he painted a picture of Jay as a man who exerts a shocking amount of influence over Beyoncé. Uncle Ron alleged that Jay keeps Bey hooked on substances so he can maintain power over her, mirroring disturbing stories we've heard in other parts of the industry, such as the way Diddy was rumored to manipulate Cassie. Uncle Ron's claims caused a tidal wave of debate online. Could Jay-Z really be controlling Beyoncé so completely that her every move, even her mental state, is orchestrated by him? The bodyguard gave details that sounded downright sinister, including the idea that substance use made Beyoncé more compliant in what he called a toxic environment. Tragically, soon after these videos popped up, Uncle Ron died in suspicious circumstances, leaving fans to debate whether his demise was a tragic coincidence or something more sinister. And that's not all. Another person who once claimed to be Beyoncé's assistant told a wild story about witnessing Jay push Beyoncé around. It wasn't full-on physical aggression in public, but the assistant described moments where Jay was manhandling her or shoving her in ways that made her look humiliated and distressed. Though some chalked it up to horseplay, the assistant eventually concluded it was anything but innocent. You might recall the video that went viral of Beyoncé sitting courtside at a basketball game, looking dazed, her head swaying lethargically. At the time, her PR insisted she was simply exhausted from rigorous rehearsals. But to those who believed Uncle Ron's story, that footage suddenly looked like a victim forced to keep up appearances. Countless fans demanded the truth. Is Jay pulling the strings in ways the public never guessed? Uncle Ron isn't the only one whose life unraveled after daring to spill secrets. In certain online communities, there's a popular theory that high-profile figures like Diddy and Jay-Z are part of an impenetrable circle where betrayal isn't tolerated. If you poke around, you'll find people pointing to an unsettling pattern. Individuals who speak out often face lawsuits, public smear campaigns, or even suspicious deaths. The sudden passing of Uncle Ron right after he aired out allegations of control and substance misuse fueled that fire. On top of that, Jaguar Wright, a singer who has repeatedly called out major names in the industry, also insisted that Jay was keeping Beyoncé in line with mind-altering substances. Even Cassie's experiences, where she reported that Diddy forced her to partake in wild parties, manipulated her finances, and kept her isolated, became a cautionary tale. Cassie eventually broke away, but not without legal battles, rumors of hush money, and intense media scrutiny. Fans and commentators alike started making unsettling connections. They pointed out how Michael Jackson's final days were marked by his attempts to break free from controlling contracts and financial exploitation, and we all know how that ended for the king of pop. The narrative swirling now is that Beyoncé might fear a similar fate if she steps out of line, publicly challenges her label, or defies the forces that make millions off her brand. Amid these swirling controversies, perhaps the most jaw-dropping rumor is that Beyoncé wants to pull a move similar to Russell Simmons, fleeing to a country with no treaty that would force her return to the US. The impetus? Some say it's Jay-Z's possible involvement in whatever might surface once Diddy's legal battles fully come to light. There's chatter that once Diddy's trial starts, dirty laundry will be aired and Jay could be named. If that happens, insiders suspect Beyoncé doesn't want to be anywhere near American soil. Those close to her, or so the rumors claim, say she's buying up property overseas under different shell companies, preparing for the day she can quietly pack up her children and never look back. It could be paranoia, or it could be the careful planning of someone who's seen too many cautionary tales in the music world. After all, if you believe the speculation that Bey is forced to maintain a frantic schedule, tours, new albums, brand launches, the reason for that hustle might be more than just fueling her ambition. It could be her escape fund. For a long time, the world saw Jay and Bey as the ultimate power couple, building an empire that ranged from music to fashion to tech investments. Now, the narrative has twisted into something more akin to a thriller. A wife plotting her quiet departure from a man allegedly tangled in high-stakes legal drama and a toxic industry alliance. Part of the rumor even suggests that her next big break might never happen on American stages. Once she's out, she'll choose self-imposed exile to protect herself and her kids. If you've been tracking the swirling rumors about Beyoncé, from her alleged freak-off escapades with Jay-Z and Diddy, to the speculation she's plotting to flee the country, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. The claims are bold. She's forcibly overworked, possibly hooked on substances, and cornered by powerful people who won't let their star asset exit the limelight. The simplest way out, some say, is for her to stage a total break from American soil, taking her kids with her and never looking back. Of course, there are countless skeptics who dismiss all of this as outlandish conspiracy talk. Beyoncé remains a cultural icon who rarely speaks on private matters, and Jay-Z has consistently appeared as her partner in business and life. But the stark difference between their polished image and these disturbing rumors has become harder to ignore. Whispers of lawsuits, hidden accounts, and dangerous revelations, just won't die down. In an industry rife with hush money deals, manipulative moguls, and hush-hush gatherings, it's often the biggest stars who carry the juiciest secrets and the heaviest burdens. If there's any truth to these allegations, it raises profound questions about the price of fame and the lengths some artists will go to break free from the machine. So what do you believe? Is Beyoncé truly trapped in a nightmare scenario, forced to keep churning out albums and tours until she can muster the financial and legal means to run? Or is this just the stuff of sensational gossip, fueled by fans who read too much into cryptic interviews and shaky insider accounts? Let the conversation begin, because if even a fraction of these rumors are true, we might be witnessing the lead up to one of the music world's most shocking escapes.